Welcome to the Psychology World podcast. I'm Connor Whiteley, bringing you psychology news, articles, and other interesting psychology-related articles. Where I can find the podcast notes and more interesting psychology-related things, and you can get your free 8 psychology book box set at connorwhiteley.net. Now let's get on to the show. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 85 of the Psychology World podcast with me, Con Wiley, and today's episode is on genetic treatments for mental health conditions. So we're continuing with these little reflection in between episodes, and I really wanted to share this reflection with you about this genetic treatment that was sort of like discussed in passing in a paper I read for a seminar. So this is a really interesting one that I think is definitely quite a lot of food for thought, so hopefully though you will enjoy it anyway though. And as this is a little between the episode, there's no personal update or official sponsor, but the week that this goes out, Social Psychology, a guide to social and cultural psychology would have come out. This book I really love. It's such a great, easy to understand book that is really enjoyable, and it covers so much of social and cultural psychology that I really cannot recommend this enough. And this has been another really popular book during its pre-order period. And as always, thank you to everyone who pre-orders it. So that's Social Psychology, a guide to social and cultural psychology, available on all major ebook retailers, and then you can get the paperback, large print, and hardback versions from Amazon or your local bookstore. So moving on to the reflection itself. So this is the reflection from Friday the 17th of October 2020. So this week for my biological psychology module seminar, I had to read a paper called Pommy and College 2001, Beyond Inheritance, and I really wanted to reflect on this paper as it mentioned clinical psychology in a passing note. Due to it mentioned that if psychology can find specific genes, then it's possible to find genetically based treatment options for mental conditions. Personally, I can understand the logic, as it would be amazing, cheaper, and much more effective than current biological treatments if we had a magic bullet where we could give someone a drug that targets specific genes and the mental condition goes away. However, as my podcast audience knows and readers know, I am a massive opponent to the biomedical model, and this is what the idea would mean. It would be a reductionist idea, and it would propose that everything is down to simple genetics, which, as we all know, it just is not. Read any one of my books. Going back to the reflection, whilst completely ignoring the cognitive and the social factors, was how would a genetic treatment help a depressed person with a negative cognitive style or someone with a bad parental relationship. Therefore, in my opinion, I love the simple idea in this tiny paragraph, as it could save people time, as you would probably only need to take this treatment once, and it could save services money, as this treatment is a magic bullet, as well as it could prevent the service or organisation from confounding the mental condition, since the client virtually spends no time with the service. On the other hand, I strongly believe that this is a reductionist way of thinking that reinforces the biomedical model, and it neglects the social and the cognitive factors that are just as important as the genetic factors. So I really want to wrap up this entry by stressing the importance of the biopsychosocial model, so that we acknowledge the different factors and how they interact. Also, I want to emphasise the importance of formulation, as instead of creating a magic bullet for the type of condition where we label people, we need to acknowledge that they are a person, and we need to tailor-make a treatment for them and their unique difficulties. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reflection and found it interesting. Even about 6 months later, I still stand by what I think though, because formulation in psychotherapy, it's such an important way we'll move forward in psychology though, because we can't just keep treating people as you've got depression, so CBT will work for you, or antidepressants will work for you. We need to tailor-make the therapy to that particular person though. As always, I would love to know your thoughts on today's episode, and also what do you think about this? So you can always email me, connorwhiteley@connorwhiteley.net. You can always leave a comment on the show notes at connorwhiteley.net/podcast, and you can always tweet me on Twitter at sci-fi-whiteley. I would love to hear from all of you. And if you know someone who would enjoy today's episode, then please tell them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the podcast. And also, please check out Social Psychology, a guide to social and cultural psychology. Really recommend it. So have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see the show notes, then please go to connorwhiteley.net. And if you want a free 8-book psychology box set, then please go to connorwhiteley.net. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.